I don't know about you, but I can't wait to get this season started. So I'm going to talk about games I'm anticipating for the 2022 season coming up next. Welcome to Minnesota Sports Talk. I'm your host, Dave. You can follow me on Twitter at SkullWorld, Facebook at SkullWorld, and TikTok at SkullWorld. Make sure you hit subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Every comment you do, even on past videos, will get you an entry into winning up to $100 in merchandise at a website of your choice. Do that. Help me grow my community. I appreciate everything you do for me. Now, next, let's talk about football games in the 2022 season that I can't wait to watch. All right, Skull brothers and sisters, the season's around the corner. They're going to start reporting to camp soon. I can't wait for this season. I want to talk about some games that are really going to stand out for me, and, or a few games in a row that will make a tough or easier stretch. I want to talk about that. Hey, but before you do, make sure you hit subscribe, like, and follow below. The rules are down in the description. Also, I'm about to go live with MC Rap over at Triple P Purple Pocket Podcast. We go live twice a week but we're really hitting it hard. We're going to go a few more times a week, and we're just really excited about this season. Don't miss out. Go over, subscribe, and like to his channel too. Let's build this community together. Now, let's talk about the season. I made a few categories here. First, I'm going to talk about the most anticipated game of the season. That would be week 1 against the Green Bay Packers. Yes, the Green Bay Packers at home. And if you remember last year, on his way to an MVP season, Aaron Rodgers had his worst game on week 1, and he's done that before. There was a stat where if he just threw the ball into the ground on every single play, he would have a higher passer rating than what he did in the game. So it's just amazing he's able to turn it on like that after a crappy game like that. Well, we got him at home. We got the noise. They have no playbook on us. There's no, they don't know what we're going to do. We got all new coaches, a new defense, so many new things that they're not going to be able to anticipate. And I feel like we're going to pull out a huge victory week 1 against the Green Bay Packers, and I'm not the only one. This is not an anomaly, but we usually beat them at least once a year, and I don't see why I can't be week 1 with a new coaching staff and new defense. Now, what's the toughest road game we're going to face? Well, there's a lot of tough road games. There's the Eagles. Obviously the Packers on the road. There's going down to Miami. There's some tough games, but the toughest game I think everybody would agree on is it. I rank them the number 1 team in the league, and that's the Buffalo Bills. We go down there week 10. That's November 13th. We play Buffalo Bills, and that with the defense they got, the quarterback they got, the offense they got, Diggs gonna be on fire to play that game. But it's later in the season. Hopefully we got everything together and we're going in there on a high note. But that by far I think is the toughest game of the season. The honorable mention would be the Green Bay Packers in week 17, January 1st. That probably, it's going to be cold, most likely. Probably bad weather unless we're lucky. And it's going to be one of the tougher games. I give it an honorable mention as the second toughest game we'll play all season. Now, the most fun I think will be is like, hey, we don't have any division implications. We don't have conference implications. It's Thanksgiving Day, week 12 against the Patriots. Bill Belichick comes to town. And it's a fun game because we're both teams, I believe, going to be on the rise. They were pretty good last year. They got a second-year quarterback. It's going to be a nice game. They're coming in with the league's leading yardage defense. I don't know if they were points or yardage, I forget, but they had a pretty good defense. Hopefully ours is improved. I think this will be one of the more fun games to watch. It's at home. It's in prime time. Everybody's gonna be watching. I think this is gonna be one of the more fun games to watch. Now, the toughest part of our schedule. It's not hard to see when you look at the schedule and you see week 9 we go to Washington. Week 10, Buffalo. Then week 11, so that's at Washington, at Buffalo. Week 11, we're at home against the Cowboys, and week 12, home against New England. That by far is four playoff caliber, well, borderline, if not playoff caliber teams and elite teams. I think the Cowboys had 12 wins, New England had 10, Buffalo had 12, Washington 9, I think. Or no, I forget where they were, 7 maybe, but they're supposed to be improved. They were on the rise. I think this is a 4-game stretch that is going to be a tougher test for us, which is not bad. Honestly, if we're going to talk about, hey, this is our toughest stretch, we got it pretty easy this year as far as the schedule. Well, nothing's easy in the NFL, but if this is our toughest stretch with New England, Cowboys, and Washington all being beatable teams, Buffalo being the hardest of the 4, this bodes well for our season, I think. Now, the easiest part of our schedule, and this just stands out the most, is week 3. We're home against Detroit. I don't care what everybody thinks, it's Detroit, and they're always playing against 2 people, the other team and the refs. No, they never get a catch a break, but I believe this is the easiest part of our schedule. So week 3, Detroit. Week 4, New Orleans. They're still early. They're still figuring themselves out. That is at New Orleans. I did consider that, but just for the caliber of teams, this is probably our easier schedule. And then week 5 against Chicago Bears, which is probably the easiest game of the season. Yeah, maybe the Jets, but I'm saying this is the easiest game of our season. Litmus test. Now, what I'm determining what's our litmus test, I'm going to say, hey, late in the season, not too late, but late in the season where we're deciding on what kind of team we have. Are we an average team? Are we a playoff team? Or are we an elite team? And it depends on how much we beat this team. We play the Dallas Cowboys at home in week 11, and that is the game I say, hey, they were a 12-5 team last year. We just beat them by a touchdown or 10 points at home. We're an elite team, or we barely scraped by. Hey, it was a home game. We're bound to win a home game, or we lose. And that means, hey, we're an average team, if not borderline playoff or out. So I think this is the litmus test of what decides us being a elite team, an average team, or out of the playoffs. So that's the things those are the things that stand out on the schedule. Thank you for listening. This is Minnesota Sports Talk. Follow me on Twitter at SkullWorld, Facebook SkullWorld, TikTok SkullWorld. Make sure you hit subscribe, like, and follow. Also go to Purple Pocket Podcast. We go live several times a week. Go follow him and grab alerts so you can see when you can jump on any of these videos. See you next time. Skull Vikings.